You're crossing the street again, choosing the quiet route again, still using the baby gate, and part of you is wondering if that means the training isn't working. That worry is really common, and it comes from a misunderstanding about what management is actually doing. Welcome to Hero Dogs Clubhouse. Today, does needing management mean your dog's training isn't working? Sara sees this exact scenario all the time. You might be the dedicated dog parent who shows up for every training session and follows the plan to the letter. But weeks or months in, you still have to keep a wide distance from triggers on your walks, and it makes you feel like a fraud. When you're the one holding the leash, physically moving away from a trigger feels like you're ducking the work, like you're giving up. But look at what's actually happening here. That avoidance is a mechanical shield. Management prevents your dog from rehearsing a panic response, keeping them under threshold so the slower training has the time and space to work. Management provides the physical protection that allows your fragile progress to survive. Most of us grew up with only one reference point for dog training: obedience work, teaching a sit, a stay, or loose leash walking. In that model, the literal goal is to fade out the supports, fewer treats and fewer reminders until the behavior holds up entirely on its own. Reactivity work follows a different set of rules because it deals with an involuntary emotional and physiological response from the nervous system. Changing an emotional baseline is a slow, non-linear process measured in months. It runs on a completely different track than simply learning a command. Using an obedience training yardstick to judge a reactive dog's emotional recovery causes most of the shame and frustration dog parents feel. You're measuring the right work with the wrong tool. To see why management is so crucial, look at the mechanical failure that happens when we drop it. Imagine you let your dog just get through it. They go over threshold. They bark, lunge, or spin. And then the trigger leaves the area. Your dog's brain processes that sequence as a win. From their perspective, the panic was immediately followed by relief. The scary thing is gone, so the brain logs the outburst as a successful strategy. This diagram shows a specific process called negative reinforcement. A behavior gets accidentally strengthened because it resulted in the removal of something scary. Each time this loop completes, the reactive response grows stronger. The dog's nervous system does not care whether the trigger was already walking away on its own or if they chased it away. It only logs that the reaction worked. An unmanaged encounter actively damages your progress by letting your dog rehearse the exact panic response you're trying to erase. Managing the environment serves as a required active intervention to stop the brain from practicing the wrong response. This graphic breaks down a really persistent myth. The idea that if the training actually worked, you'd eventually need zero management. But the reality is that management protects the real progress happening underneath. For many dogs, a baseline of management will always remain. Preferring a specific route or giving a heads up before guests arrive represents a stable, well-supported life for that individual dog. As this card points out, we need to change what we measure. Instead of counting how much management you've removed, watch whether setbacks are staying contained and track how fast your dog recovers after a hard moment. A holiday with your family where nobody had a blowout because it was managed the entire time is a success. A neighborhood walk where you crossed the street twice and nothing bad happened is a win. Choosing to cross the street or hold the leash tighter provides the safety your dog needs for their neurological healing to happen. If you've ever felt like a reaction came out of nowhere after days of things going fine, that's exactly what the video right before this one is about. It's called Your Dog Isn't Unpredictable. Here's what you're missing. And it explains the mechanism that management is protecting against in the first place. What management choice gives your dog the most relief? Crossing the street, changing the time, turning around, or skipping the walk? Tell me in the comments. Next week, we're talking about what happens on the weeks when, even with good management, a setback still gets through, and why one hard week doesn't erase everything that came before it. If this helped you, please like, share, and subscribe so more dog parents can find Hero Dogs Clubhouse.